What's up, everybody? Zerby here. Quick edit before we jump into everything. There's a couple things a couple corrections I want to make after the fact. First of all, I do slip up and I call this show Bash at the Beach a couple times. We do catch it at the end, so apologize for that. It is Great American Bash. I mix it up the same way Lacey mixed up SummerSlam and Survivor Series. It's an easy mistake to make. Also, I refer to Ron Garvin as Jimmy Garvin's brother. No, Ron Garvin is actually Jimmy Garvin's stepfather. I had no idea. I found that out after the fact. So, just so you know, I refer to him as his brother. Nope, stepfather. Anyway, let's get into the show. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bubba Cast, the only podcast dedicated to the in-ring career of Ray Traylor, or you may know him as the Big Boss Man or Big Bubba Rogers, or we will get to know him tonight as the War Machine.
The War Machine.
I'm your co-host, Zerpy, and joining me as always is the boss daughter, Lacey Traylor.
What's up, Bubba?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good to hear it.
I found a great show for us to watch.
Oh, yeah, this was a gem.
One that I was not expecting. This came to be because I was just, again, searching through cagematch.net for some Bubba matches, and every one that I came across where I'm like, that sounds like a good one. Let me see if I can find that show, and I couldn't find any of them. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think we've covered a Clash of Champions WCW special.
We sure hadn't.
So I'm like, hey, was Big Bubba ever on a Clash of Champions? And I asked Gemini, Google Gemini, and it's like, nope, but you may be thinking of Bash at the Beach 1987, where he teamed up with the Four Horsemen. I was like, what? What is this? And I pulled it up, and wow, this is an interesting
went back
show.
in the archive for this one.
Yeah, I had no idea that this happened. So, guys, we are going to be watching the Great American Bash 1987, or we already did watch it.
Yeah.
And if you have not, you should go find it somewhere.
It was amazing.
This is really fun. It's really neat. So just to give you a little background on the Great American Bash, it was created by Dusty Rhodes. The event was originally established in 1985 and was produced by the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions. It originally aired on closed-circuit television until 1988, when it began broadcasting on pay-per-view. And later that same year, Jim Crockett Promotions was rebranded as World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and which then seceded from the NWA in January of 91. Now, specifically, the 1987 Great American Bash. So this was the third annual Great American Bash event, produced by NWA's Jim Crockett Promotions. Like the previous year, it was a series of events held throughout the summer of 1987. So this is not just one show. Right. This is a whole tour they did. So, yeah, it was like multiple stops. So they say here, though, that it was, instead of 13 shows like the previous year, it was 3 events. But there's a Ric Flair cage match here with Jimmy Garvin that's part of this. That was not part of those 3.
But in the visuals of the music, all of it, I was like, wow, we are really in like a time machine right now, going way back. It's wild.
Very 80s.
It was so 80s. It was so perfect. And I'm like, this is prime Ric Flair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is like Four Horsemen, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair feud. I was disappointed to see that there was no Sting match on this compilation, because he did wrestle on the tour, but no, not one of his matches showed up on this compilation. So I guess they just went through and they just took the best matches of all of these events and just like, here we go. Here's your Great American Bash 1987 VHS tape. So yeah, we definitely have a VHS quality video that we watched. But unfortunately, this is not on Netflix. It did not make the move over to Netflix. I'm starting to think that a lot of the WCW content, or content that would become WCW, is just going to be uploaded onto the YouTube channel, because there's a WCW YouTube channel now, and they just keep adding events to it. So it's really cool. You can find a lot of stuff there.
Because it's not the most high quality footage, so I don't see them putting it on.
Yeah, it's like, just give this away for free. Just put everything up on YouTube, and it seems like they are slowly doing that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, this I should also say that this is the first ever War Games match. We get 2 of them. We're going to start and close the show with War Games.
Yeah, as we were watching it, I was like, okay, this is the genesis of this thing, and this thing, and this thing.
So it goes on here on the Wikipedia page. It goes on to say that Rhodes was on the winning side of both events, along with the Road Warriors, Nikita Koloff, and Paul Ellering. Koloff, Rhodes, and J.J. Dillon sustained serious injuries in the first encounter, which led to him, J.J. Dillon, being replaced in the second War Games match in Miami by the War Machine. Who the fuck is the War Machine?
I wonder who it could be.
The Bash series took place in numerous venues all July long, starting in Lakeland, Florida, at the Lakeland Civic Center Arena on July 1st. This was also the final wrestling event of the NWA Jim Crockett Promotions to be aired live on closed-circuit television, as Jim Crockett Promotions began airing the wrestling events live on pay-per-view, starting with Starrcade in November of '87.
This is a wrestling history podcast, you guys.
Basically, it is now. So on commentary during, I guess, most of the show, but we do have different commentators for different matches, but most of the show, it's going to be Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone.
So young.
The tape opens with a montage of all the wrestlers' entrances on the tour and great 80s music.
Yeah. All the music was everything.
And then we get a young, mustachioed Tony Schiavone who's standing inside the War Games cage, and he welcomes us into this collection of matches from the 1987 Great American Bash Tour, featuring the first 2 War Games matches to ever take place. And we're going to jump right into the action with match number 1. It's the Four Horsemen with J.J. Dillon versus Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, the Road Warriors, Paul Ellering in War Games. So, Flair's music plays, the theme from 2001 Space Odyssey. And the Four Horsemen come out first. The team is Ric Flair, Lex Luger, J.J. Dillon, Tully Blanchard, and Arn Anderson. And yes, J.J. Dillon, the Four Horsemen's manager, has come to wrestle. It's not going to turn out well for him.
Not at all.
The other team makes their entrance. It's Dusty Rhodes, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, Nikita Koloff, and Paul Ellering. So I guess Nikita Koloff has just kind of recently turned babyface from a heel here, because he was supposed to be like the foreigner heel, the evil
communist.
Exactly. But I think after Magnum TA's accident or something, he got a babyface turn or something. So we will see a little bit of Magnum TA later in the show. So as is tradition to this day, the ring announcer goes over the rules of War Games. And so this is verbatim what the announcer says here. And wow, these rules... We need to redo these. Rules. These are convoluted. So he says, the War Games consists of 8 periods. The first period is 5 minutes in duration. Each team will be allowed 1 man in the ring at a time during the first period. After the first 5-minute period, the referee will conduct a coin toss to determine who has the advantage. That is to say, who can have 2 men in the ring and who can have 1. He will hold a black flag representing one team having the advantage. He will hold a black flag representing the other team. After all 10 wrestlers are in the ring, it will be time for the match beyond. Submission or surrender.
The match beyond.
The match beyond. I remember when Cody was still with AEW, they copyrighted or trademarked the term the match beyond.
Okay.
But then they end up changing it to Blood and Guts. Their War Games match.
Okay.
Cage match. And they changed it to Blood and Guts because of a internal meeting at WWE where they said their competition just does Blood and Guts and we don't do that. And so they're like,
oh, nice.
Oh, fuck yeah, we do.
Nice.
We're going to call it Blood and Guts now. Thanks for the name, Vince. So yeah, these rules are pretty convoluted.
Yeah, it's like I would forget immediately.
Why hold a flag? You don't need to hold the flag up. And also, if it's a black flag, that doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
They're both black flags.
It's the opposite of the surrender flag.
Yeah, so, all right. Well.
There was a lot going on, Zerpy.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be Arn Anderson and Dusty Rhodes who will start off the match for each team. It doesn't take long for Arn to get color. Dusty hits him with the bionic elbow right off the bat and scrapes his forehead on the ceiling of the cage from the top turnbuckle. Yeah. He just brings him into the corner. He's like, here, let's reach up to the top and just... scrape your head on the ceiling.
And they love Dusty, man. It was cool. They showed a lot of clips of the fans.
Oh, yeah, the fans.
And it was this was pre-kayfabe, people knowing that, right?
Oh, yeah, people are invested.
Yeah,
very
invested.
Yeah, this is real, damn it.
Yeah, this is real
to me, damn it.
This is real, damn it. Oh, shout out Dave.
Yeah. Dusty hits his repeated jabs on Arn, but instead of ending with the wind-up and bionic elbow, Dusty goes gets low and punches Arn in the dick.
Yeah.
It's legal. No holds barred in War Games.
Yeah, it's not a wrestling match without a crotch shot.
Oh, yeah. Dusty gets a massive pop from the crowd when he puts Arn in the figure 4. You can see J.J. Dillon on the outside of the ring frantically asking the officials how much time is left relaying all the information over to his team. He's panicking. What do we got? Who's going next? He's trying to keep his composure and manage. And
they had
team.
all the wrestlers sitting outside, around the ring.
Yeah,
the rings.
Yeah, I like how it's For those, I guess I should explain for those who don't know what War Games is. If you don't know what War Games is, you should know by now because WWE still does it and AEW does their version. But it is 2 rings side by side, surrounded by a cage with a roof on it. WWE, thank you very much. They took the roof off theirs. But the cage has a roof on it. It's covering 2 rings. And it's a 5v5 match where just one person from each team will enter the ring after each period. And so one team will always have the advantage where they get one extra guy coming in, and then, the next team gets to even it out. But someone always has the advantage. So, at the 5-minute mark, we get the coin toss. The official holds up a flag and points to the 4 horsemen, announcing that the horsemen have won the coin toss and they get the advantage. So Tully Blanchard enters the match, and Dusty is now outnumbered. As Arn and Tully start wailing on Dusty, he fights back with elbows to both of them, but Arn and Tully quickly regain control. Arn and Tully stretch Dusty in a figure 4 of their own. Tully has the legs locked, and Arn is pulling Dusty's arms from the other end. Next in is Road Warrior Animal to even the odds, and he gets a massive pop from the crowd. You could not hear commentary through most of the show really couldn't. Because the mix was
the
pretty
crowd
bad.
Was so loud.
Yeah. Animal repeatedly catapults Tully Blanchard into the wall of the cage.
He really is an animal, dude.
But I freaking love that.
That was spot. A scary man.
The crowd is so loud that commentary is completely inaudible at this point. The story they tell here is classic. When the teams are even, the babyfaces can hold their own. The only time the heels are on the offense is when they get the extra man advantage. Mm-hmm. So next in is Ric Flair. Animal no-sells Flair's chops in the corners. He walks back Flair, getting in his face, but Arn attacks him from behind, and the heels begin their offensive attack now that they have the numbers advantage. At one point, Flair is holding Animal in place, and Arn is hitting him repeatedly in the forehead, trying to bust him open, and a bloody Dusty Rhodes comes running at them and clotheslines the shit out of each of them. Just out of nowhere, Dusty Rhodes is like, I'm awake!
That man can move, too.
Holy shit. Dusty, for a guy his size back then, that dude had stamina.
Cardio.
Yeah. Nikita Koloff is next to join the match. Flair is waiting for him at the door, and both Flair and Arn both start attacking him. But he takes him down with double clothesline, and just like that, the babyfaces take control again. See, it's classic. Just like Animal, Nikita Koloff also no-sells Flair's chops. This time, Koloff chases Flair into the other ring, and Flair begs off. But Nikita picks him up and sends him face first into the side of the cage, and Flair sells it with the old Flair flop. Of course, we got to see a Flair flop at some point. Now, next to join for the Horsemen is Lex Luger. He immediately goes to Koloff and holds him in place so Flair can punch Nikita in the dick. Yeah. Again, this is legal. Anything goes in War Games, man.
Lex was moving, too.
Oh, yeah. Lex probably in the best shape of anybody in this match. Yeah. Dude is chiseled out.
This is the best match I've seen of his.
Marble, yeah. Flair and Tully hit back-to-back spike pile drivers on Nikita. All right. Dude's got to be dead after that. Road Warrior Hawk is next in to even the odds, and he takes out each member of the Four Horsemen one by one, just to show you how over the Road Warriors were. Anytime they come into the ring, they're just I'm going to destroy everybody who's in my way. It's all right, everyone just sell for the Road Warriors because they are unstoppable. Oh, dude, I just saw a clip of the Road Warriors in Japan, and they're making their entrance to Iron Man.
Okay.
By Black Sabbath, and just them walking through the crowd. There's no barricades. They walk through the crowd, and they're just fucking aside. everybody aside.
The aura is unmatched.
Yeah. It was oh shit, as soon as that music hits, and they call it the Road Warrior pop. It happened for real. But yeah, I just want to say it was badass. So Road Warrior Hawk, he comes in here, he starts taking out every member of the Four Horsemen one by one. He picks up Tully Blanchard in an overhead press and lawn darts him into the turnbuckle. Holy shit. The babyfaces take control and the crowd is deafening. JR is losing his mind on commentary, yelling, "This looks like a train wreck on the interstate!"
And that's like the one commentary you hear.
Yeah, that's all you get, because he was screaming it into the microphone. My God! The bodies everywhere! Finally, the final member of the Four Horsemen, manager J.J. Dillon, enters the match. He beelines it to Hawk and hits him with an elbow over the head, and Hawk looks at him with his hands on his hips like, really?
Yeah.
Hawk walks him into the corner and starts punching him, but JJ manages to get away after Road Warriors turn their attention to Flair and Luger. Finally, Paul Ellering enters the match, and the match beyond has officially begun. Now the match can end when someone on either team submits or surrenders. And like clockwork, the babyfaces take control of the match once again. But work smart, not harder. The Road Warriors focus their attention on J.J. Dillon because he's the weak link. Of course, just like, dude, we just need to break this guy.
Yeah.
This really round soft boy. They pick up JJ and they slam his head into the cage repeatedly like a battering ram.
Yeah.
And then instead of the Doomsday device, because there isn't enough room to get JJ Dillon up on Animal's shoulders, so Animal just picks him up like he's going to do a side slam, and then Hawk comes off the top rope with a clothesline.
Beautiful.
And the way JJ lands on his shoulder, I'm guessing this is where he gets injured.
Yeah.
He took all of that bump on his right shoulder and immediately grabs it after the move. I was like,
ouch.
Ooh, poor JJ. That looked like it hurt. I don't know who brought it into the match, but Flair has a spiked belt or something that he's pressing into people's foreheads. I think we learned because they repeat a lot of these spots in the next War Games match.
Okay.
And I think we learned that Paul Ellering is brought in the spiked belt.
Okay.
It was like a wrist wrap or something like that. I don't know. Something for his wrist. Wristband. That's what I was looking for.
It's fashion. It's called fashion.
I'm like, it looks like something I would have and did buy from Hot Topic when I was in high school. I definitely had like a spiked bracelet from Hot Topic. So it looks like that. JJ is on the mat up against the cage, and Hawk is standing on his throat. And finally, JJ Dillon surrenders for his team.
JJ.
So your winners, the Road Warriors, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, and Paul Ellering. It is at this point that the announcer announces that the winner is the Dream Team, and I didn't know at this point that they had a name. Like, nobody called them that until the end.
The lore.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, the Dream Team. But then also the graphic on the screen says the winners are the Superpowers with the Road Warriors. So who the fuck knows what this team is called? I guess the Dream Team is the overall team of these two teams together.
I was a genesis of something.
Yeah. So it's time we move directly on to match number 2.
Right away.
This is, again, just a compilation of matches. There's no backstage promos or segments, anything like that. No interviews.
I really love this match.
Yeah, of course, because it's match number 2. It's Rick Steiner versus Barry Windham. You may be asking yourself, where's Scott? But Scott Steiner did not start teaming with his brother.
He was just a little baby.
He didn't start teaming with him until 89.
Yeah.
But he was wrestling. He just wasn't here. He wasn't in Jim Crockett Promotions yet. Yeah. Rick Steiner, I just want to point out, he's wearing biker shorts instead of a singlet like he's normally.
Is that what those are?
And he's not wearing headgear.
He is not. He is young.
His ears are exposed.
He is ready to kick some ass.
Go for the ears. They're not protected.
See, and I watched this match and I'm like, okay, people compare Bronson to his uncle all the time. I'm like, y'all need to watch this one right here.
Watch some old school Rick Steiner matches when he was a singles wrestler. Yeah. So Steiner is dominating the match from the start. Windham is dazed after taking back-to-back Steiner lines. Man, the way he does
it. He moves like he's light as a feather.
Yeah. Rick gets frustrated that Windham is too close to the ropes when he finally attempts to pin him. But obviously he grabs the ropes, so the referee breaks the count, and he's just frustrated. Like, dude, you finally go for a pin attempt, and you do it right next to the ropes. That's on you, Rick.
Yeah.
Come on. Rick throws Barry Windham into the ring post outside the ring, and we see JR and Tony Schiavone at the commentary table at ringside. It's like up right against the ring.
It is
the
right
way they
against
did
the
it
ring.
back in the day. We can also see that there are no mats outside the ring, so that's just concrete floor.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that's going to hurt when you take a bump out there. Rick Steiner suplexes Barry Windham over the ropes and back into the ring and holds on to him to turn it into a pin, but Barry Windham rolls through and he gets the pin on Rick himself. He gets Rick's shoulders down the mat. 1, 2, 3, your winner, Barry Windham. He just sneaks out the win at the very last moment.
Drat.
But again, we're just going to the next match here tonight, and we're going to see a lot of this where guys we've already seen wrestle, they're going to wrestle again because this is different nights. They're just cherry picking matches here. So this is probably in a different venue too, because I think there's only one ring here for this match.
Yeah.
This is match number 3, Lex Luger versus Nikita Koloff. First out is Luger. He's with J.J. Dillon because at this time Luger is part of the Four Horsemen, as we know from the first match. Nikita Koloff comes out wearing a neck brace, and he is the U.S. heavyweight champion. So yeah, I guess Nikita got injured in that first War Game, so now he's wearing a neck brace, but he's still wrestling.
Damn.
Dude, if you have to wear a neck brace in your match, you probably should not be wrestling.
Yeah, they went so hard.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, this is a cage match. I put there because no, they don't mention that at all. Just they make their entrances and then there's a jump cut and to the start of the match where they're suddenly in a cage.
The cage is really over.
With no explanation, no warning at all. So, I did say, I think there's a different commentary team now. It doesn't sound like JR and Shivani. I don't know who it is. But then I say, one of the commentators calls the other one Bob, so it must be Bob Caudle. And then I guess maybe David Crockett Jr. or whatever. I think he was a commentator too, so maybe it was him.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm assuming that's it. But again, they don't announce who's here. So, and again, I said it's very hard to hear commentary because the mix is so bad. Like the crowd noise and the ring noise is way higher than the commentary on the audio levels. And I think it's probably a bad thing because I think you can sometimes hear the guys talking to each other in the ring. Like they're calling spots to each other. So I'm like, you guys need to change the mix, man. You're exposing the business. So I hear one of the commentaries mention that the title is on the line. So I guess Koloff's U.S. title is on the line for this match. Again, they did not make this clear when they started. They're really doing a bad job in informing the viewer of anything. Nikita Koloff is wrestling with the neck brace on, so of course it's a target on him. So Luger is going to focus his attacks on Koloff's neck. Luger keeps attacking the neck and going for quick pins, but Koloff keeps kicking out. Luger traps Koloff in his sleeper hold, and I don't know how that works with a neck brace.
Yeah.
Is it more effective or less effective? Because he's got a little cushion.
Go get a neck brace and let me put you in one.
No.
Let's test it out.
We never hear from Zippy again. Koloff makes it back to one knee. He tries to escape the hold, but Luger slams him back down the mat and continues to keep the sleeper hold locked in. Luger tells the ref, "No rules! It's called no DQ, ref!" Like, okay, so apparently it's a no DQ match too. Honestly, all cage matches should be no DQ.
Yeah.
It's weird when there is DQ. But yeah, the rules here during this whole event are very confusing because there are some things that get called. There's a Texas death match later that they're calling rope breaks in and shit.
Yeah.
And just directing the ref to use weapons. So I don't understand what all these rules are back then. Didn't make any sense.
It's the wild, wild west of wrestling.
But man, they really slowed down this match a lot with just the sleeper hold. He'd get up, he'd slowly get back up to his feet, fight out of it, and then Lex would be like, nope. Lock it back in and bring him back down to the mat, and then we just sit there for a while in the same hole. And it's just like, oh my God, guys, come on. So finally, Koloff makes it up to his feet, and finally he's able to hit Luger with multiple elbow strikes and releases the hold. But Luger immediately reverses an Irish whip and hits a spinning neck breaker, and then rips the neck brace off of Nikita's neck and tosses it over the cage. Clothesline, pin attempt, and Nikita kicks out at 2. Luger tries for a pile driver, but it's reversed into a back body drop. Luger puts Koloff into the hurt lock, which is just a full Nelson, and forces him down to the mat and tries to pin him, but Koloff keeps kicking out over and over. Nikita Koloff is finally fighting back, and both men exchange strikes, but Luger puts a stop to that shit with a thumb to the eye. Just,
damn.
When in doubt, just fucking cheat. Well, then he has no DQ, so who knows?
Yeah.
Luger is leaning on the ropes, kneeling on Koloff's throat, and the referee starts counting. The fuck are you counting for? Counting for what? What are you going to do, DQ him in this no DQ match that we just established? What the hell? It's pissing me off. And now back to the sleeper hold. Jesus Christ. Do something else. Koloff eventually breaks out of the sleeper hold again and starts getting some offense in on Luger. Koloff comes running out of the corner and takes Luger out with a clothesline, but the ref is standing behind Luger and takes the clothesline as well. Just like clothesline. I'm going to keep clotheslining. If you get in the way, you're taking the clothesline. So the ref is out cold. Pin attempt by Koloff, but the ref is asleep. Can't do anything about that. J.J. Dillon, with his arm in a sling, gets up on the apron and tosses a steel chair over the cage to Luger. Luger hits Koloff with it and then tosses it back to J.J. on the outside. Luger drapes Koloff's lifeless body over the ropes so he can get him up in the torture rack.
Man.
The ref is suddenly awake and checks Nikita and calls for the bell. Your winner and new United States Heavyweight Champion, Lex Luger. So we got a title change.
Okay.
An actual title change on the show.
Actual title change.
But like I said, we're moving on. We're moving to the next one. Next one is going to be Dick Murdoch with Eddie Gilbert in his corner versus Dr. Death Steve Williams and Magnum TA in his corner. The ring announcer announces that both Dick Murdoch and Steve Williams, he announces both of them, and then gives a special shout out to Magnum TA, who is in Steve Williams' corner. Magnum stands up and the crowd cheers. Magnum TA was in a serious car accident in October of 1986, which ended his wrestling career. Magnum can be seen here with an arm in a sling and walking with a cane. So the fans are happy to see him again walking because it wasn't known if he was ever going to walk again.
I met him last year and he is the nicest guy.
That's what I hear about him. He's a really good dude.
He is a very good dude.
It's so unfortunate because he was very promising. He had a very promising career.
His wife is hot.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Hell yeah, he's winning that life then. Before the match starts, we see Dick Murdoch walk over to the commentary table and grab a microphone, but as soon as he starts talking, it cuts to the match. There's just a jump cut and edit. There's
That was really funny.
Edit that shit out. We don't need to hear Dick Murdoch say a goddamn thing. Dr. Death is wearing a cast on his forearm. It's not explained why. Again, if you have to wear a cast in your wrestling match, maybe you should be wrestling. Yeah. Eddie Gilbert hands Murdoch a wrench and distracts the ref so Murdoch can hit Dr. Death.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
But this is supposed to be a Texas death match. Why do you have to distract the referee?
He threw a wrench in his plans.
Is this so? I know that in a Texas death match, the rule is there's no pins or submissions. You have to answer a 10 count. If you can't get back to your feet before a 10 count, then you lose. But it should also be no DQ, right? It's a death match.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, they don't. Apparently, it's not. So who knows? So yeah, he distracts the ref. So Murdoch uses the wrench on Dr. Death. It's hard to hear commentaries, but I hear one of them say that there's a death match, which means there will be no pin or submission. So basically, what I just said, you have to answer 10 count. So yeah, why did Eddie Gilbert distract the ref? Both men exchange strikes back and forth, and Dr. Death just hits harder than Dick Murdoch, and Dick is on wobbly legs. Dr. Death takes him down with repeated uppercuts. Dr. Death hits Murdoch with a 3-point stance shoulder tackle, but misses the second one and gets sent into the ring post. Eddie Gilbert is up on the apron, again distracting the ref while Murdoch climbs to the top rope. I guess this is back when they had top rope moves were illegal. So he distracts the ref for that. Again, should be no DQ. Murdoch comes off the top with an axe handle, but Dr. Death gets him with gets his elbow up and hits Murdoch on the way down. Dr. Death slowly gets to his feet to beat the 10 count, but Dick Murdoch does not get to his feet. He does not answer the 10 count. So your winner is Dr. Death Steve Williams.
Ding, 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 ding.
JR's favorite wrestler.
There we go.
He's my favorite. God damn it, Dr. Death. Go Boomer Sooners. Eddie Gilbert gets in the ring and he takes a run at Dr. Death, but Dr. Death stiff arms him and grabs him by the shirt. He pulls back to punch him, but Dick Murdoch attacks Dr. Death from behind with a steel chair.
Some good steel chair action.
Murdoch continues to attack Dr. Death with the chair. Magnum TA slides his cane into the ring to Dr. Death and he uses it to hit Murdoch, who rolls out of the ring over the commentator's table into JR's chair. You know he was going to roll into JR's lap, but JR got up. So so that's the end of that death match. Some of these matches are real quick too.
Some of them are real long too.
Yeah, some of them are real long. This next one is a short one though. It's a 6-man tag match. Match number 5. It is the Freebirds. This version of the Freebirds is Terry Gordy, Michael Hayes, and Buddy Jack Roberts.
So did they call themselves the Freebird because of the song?
Yes.
Okay. And then the Confederate flag capes that we. Okay.
Oh God. Yeah.
I was like, wow, that is really
The Freebirds were dorks. They're absolutely dork, and it's funny because they get like dorky and dorkier as they go on.
And it's
so,
still
like,
happening to this day.
The early '90s, when they were coming out to their Bad Street song and doing their dances and everything, it's just like, you guys don't look like rock stars. You look like dads. You look like goofy, nerdy dads. You
can't have a sparkly Confederate flag cape and it be straight, a heterosexual thing to do.
Just wait, early 90s, they were coming out with Confederate flags painted on their faces. Like their whole face was the Confederate flag.
Y'all lost.
Y'all lost, yes.
Anyway.
So this is the Freebirds, Terry Gordy, Michael Hayes, and Buddy Jack Roberts versus Ivan Koloff, Raging Bull, and Paul Jones.
Raging Bull.
There's no G at the end of Raging. It's just Raging Bull and Paul Jones. Michael Hayes is showboating and moonwalking.
He's peacocking.
Peacocking. Unlike Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, his quote-unquote uncle, not in real life, is a heel, and the heel team does the usual tag team heel technique by distracting the referee and double-teaming the babyfaces in the heel team's corner. So Buddy Jack Roberts goes for a sunset flip into a pin, but Ivan Koloff is close enough to the corner to tag out to Paul Jones. So the ref has to quit the count. He has to quit counting the pin because Ivan is no longer the legal man. I love that. That's something I want to see in wrestling today. Someone goes for a pin, but they're close enough to the corner that they just tag out halfway through the pin. So it's we have to stop counting the pin. He's not legal anymore. Like it's so simple and so genius. I love it.
Take notes.
Yes. Everyone take this. When the massive Terry Gordy gets tagged in, all the heel team runs in and they all try to attack him, but he fights them all off. And then both teams start brawling in the ring. Everyone gets in the ring. Terry Gordy hits a standing elbow drop and then pins Paul Jones just like that. And your winners are the Freebirds. Terry Gordy, that's the secret. He's just big as fuck.
Yeah.
You can't beat him. So we're going to move on to match number 6. It is Dusty Rhodes versus Tully Blanchard in a barbed wire $100,000 ladder match. What?
And it's outside, right?
Yeah, we're in a new venue
now. It's iconic.
We're on a football field.
It's
outside.
Iconic. I was like, okay, this is it.
I did not see this match coming. Holy shit. This is something that you would see in AEW today.
Yeah.
They were doing this in 1987.
This was iconic.
This is some fucking Onita shit they were doing in Japan. But Dusty is like...
Dusty had on them boots,
bring
boy.
it down to the South. We gonna do it here American style.
This is like it reminded me of what Money in the Bank. The ladder matches.
Yeah. It's kind of it's set up kind of like the TNA Ultimate X match where they have like crisscross ropes above the ring and something's hanging down from it. So they have
Didn't we see Cody Rhodes before he left AEW in like a barbed wire match?
No, it was Jericho versus
you're right.
Eddie Kingston.
You're right.
Match. Where they had the Jericho Appreciation Society in
a cage, in a shark cage.
Suspended above the ring. That was great. We're in a new venue again. As I said, we're outside. The show's outside at Charlotte Memorial Stadium. And it's right there on a football field.
It's very cool.
Tony Schiavone is on commentary and tells us that this match is for the prize of $100,000 and anything goes. So he establishes up top, anything goes. And
and then what are the rules?
Yeah. And anything goes because Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard are both in like jeans and like t-shirts, like ready to go. Like when you put your knee pads over your jeans, it's like, shit, yeah. We got some real shit going on now. So the ring ropes are wrapped in barbed wire, and there is a sack of some sort hanging above the ring. And I put here, it looks like TNA Ultimate X match. Tony finally tells us that the sack above the ring contains the $100,000 in cash. You all right there?
I looked over, and I thought I saw a Logan Paul doll in your...
Oh, fuck no. I do not have a Logan Paul action figure.
Sorry, y'all. I have to drink the whole time we're filming this, and I have my coffee and my water here. And out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw Logan Paul.
And it made you choke. No, I do not have a Logan Paul action figure.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. Blanchard takes no time to shove Dusty's face into the ropes and cut up his forehead in the barbed wire. Because, of course, it's Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
You've seen his forehead, how it's scarred up. He's getting color every single match he can. He's like, go ahead, bust open my forehead. as soon as possible. But yeah, Dusty stops him by just punching him in the dick.
Yeah,
because that's what he's good at. Just punch him in the dick. Dusty cuts Tully's arm with a barbed wire and then his forehead. Barry Windham slides the ladder into the ring for Dusty, who sets it up under the money bag, and he starts climbing. Tully climbs up the other side, but Dusty takes him out with the bionic elbow, and he falls off the ladder.
Very sturdy ladder.
Yeah, it's one of those ladders where it's not double-sided, so the guy on the other side just has to climb up like the skinny rungs that you're not supposed to step on. You know, usually when you see a ladder match at an indie show,
ladders have evolved.
Yeah. Or it's like the PWG ladders where it's like, you're not supposed to climb up that side. So, Barry Windham slides it in there. They climb up, but he knocks him off the top with the bionic elbow. Dusty hits Tully with a DDT, and Tony Schiavone, who is alone on commentary for this match, he calls the move a bulldog maneuver.
Woof.
I don't think he had heard of a DDT yet. He wasn't watching Jake the Snake matches.
Yeah.
J.J. Dillon slips a loaded glove to Tully Blanchard, who puts it on and punches Dusty with it. Tully Blanchard always did this gimmick with the loaded glove. I guess you would just put like a metal plate in it, so it adds more weight to it when you swing.
That roll of quarters.
Yeah, kind of the same idea. So Tully Blanchard starts setting up the ladder again, and J.J. Dillon gets in the ring and just elbows the ref in the face. Dude, it's so funny. I rewound it and watched it over and over again. J.J. Dillon gets in the ring, and the ref like goes over to him like, hey, man, you can't be in here. And he just goes, bam! And just fucking, he's just like, I don't give a shit. Elbows him in the face. He's like, you're not going to DQ anybody. And anything goes. So, that was so funny. He just knocks him straight out.
That's good stuff.
JJ holds the ladder while Tully climbs up. Then Barry Windham gets in the ring and starts strangling JJ. He goes right for JJ, just grabs him by his throat and just starts strangling him. Dusty kicks the ladder out from under Tully.
I loved it.
Rhodes takes the glove from Tully and now punches him with it. Dusty tells the ref to set the ladder up for him. He's like, go ahead, put it up. The ref does it because why not? JJ just fucking socked him in the face, so he's like, yeah, fuck that other team. So he puts up the ladder and holds it for Dusty. So Dusty climbs up and unhooks the bag of money. Your winner, the American Dream Daddy, Dusty Rhodes.
And there was a pop.
Oh yeah, big pop. People were there for the American Dream. Referee said, fuck them. And Lacey is attacking the microphone.
Sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Man. But that's what you get. That's what you get for attacking the ref. When the referees get even, I love it. But we're moving on to match number 7 now. This is the one where I'm like, well, they said that this was made up of 3 different shows on the tour. But this match did not take place at any of those shows. So I don't know what the fuck. This is a different one.
You sprinkled this one in there.
So match number 7, Jimmy Garvin versus Ric Flair in a cage match for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Jimmy Garvin would later be part of the Freebirds, but he was not part of the Freebirds here. This is he comes out with Precious, who's actually his real life wife. Here's a little backstory for this match from Jimmy Garvin's Wikipedia page. Jimmy had one of the most memorable feuds in his career with Ric Flair, who was eyeing Precious. He sent her gifts, and this provided a dramatic build-up for a cage match between Ric Flair and Jimmy Garvin during the 1987 Great American Bash stop in Greensboro, North Carolina, for Flair's NWA World title. The stipulation was added that if Flair won the match, he would get a date with Precious.
Ric Flair drip go woo on a bitch.
Okay. I'm going to need to hear that from you every time there's a Ric Flair match that we cover on the show. Flair looks like he's going to climb out. So when the match starts, Flair looks like he's going to climb out of the cage in the corner at one point, but Jimmy Garvin cuts him off and tosses him from the top rope, just like every Flair match.
Gorgeous.
When he
Jimmy
goes
Garvin.
to the top rope. Oh, Jimmy Garvin, he adds I always love
Georges.
Georges Jimmy Garvin. I always loved Jimmy Garvin in the Freebirds. He was just goofy. I think he was goofy and fun loving, and I love his hair.
We love goofy, fun loving people.
He'd always you see him come in the match with his sparkly pants, red pants with the sparkly suspenders.
I'm sold on it.
And then he brought that over to the Freebirds, and then him and Michael Hayes would come out wearing matching ones, those little suspenders, and it was great. It's so stupid.
Good times.
But Yeah.
Were you born during this?
I just love
I'm sorry.
Were you born?
Like,
yes,
were you alive when this came out?
I was born in 83.
Okay.
So yes. I didn't know this. I wasn't watching this.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah. So yeah, Ric Flair gets tossed from the top turnbuckle like he always does. And then Garvin slaps on the figure 4, his own move, onto Flair. Flair makes it to the ropes and the ref forces the break. And I put in here, why are there rope breaks in a cage match? God damn it. I hate these rules. They don't make sense. So yeah, it doesn't take long for Flair to start bleeding from the forehead in the match. Because of course, if it's a Flair match or a Dusty match, someone's bleeding. They're both bleeding.
They're on their periods. Sorry.
Lacey went there. Lacey, be a proper lady.
I'm trying.
She's a lady.
Whoa, whoa,
I worked at Lindt Chocolate at the mall back in the day.
Oh, you did?
And, yeah, I was a
chocolatier.
I was a chocolate advisor. Oh. But my manager at that store, she would always she'd like belch out loud and just go, "Still a lady." and every time she did it, I'd be like, "She's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady." Flair tries climbing out of the cage again, and Garvin grabs him by the trunks, exposing his ass, and pulls him back in, and the ladies start screaming. Jimmy Gavin frog leaps over Flair, but then he crumples to the mat, holding his left knee. So now Flair has a new target and starts focusing his attacks on Jimmy's knee.
Not his high knee.
Oh, his high knee. No, his low knee. Yep.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, we both stumbled upon that joke. Jimmy's brother Ron Garvin comes walking over to ringside from the crowd. I didn't know who this was at first. I was like, "Who's this big?"
You didn't know who that was?
Dude? I don't know who Ron Garvin is.
I'm just kidding. I didn't either.
I was like, "Who is he? Like, what's he doing?" Like, because I can't hear commentary again.
Right. We can't.
The women are all screaming about Flair's ass, and I can't hear what commentary is saying. But I finally hear later, I'm like, oh, it's his brother, Ron Garvin. Okay. So he's pacing back and forth, watching his brother get his ass kicked. Flair actually starts taunting him through the cage, doing pelvic thrusts.
What does that mean?
It's just Flair, like, come get some. Ron gets so heated watching the match at ringside that he rips his shirt off for no reason. Okay. But he says, I have to expose my nipples.
Primal.
It's really primal. Gotta do it. I'm getting the nipples out, guys. Here they come. Flair is chopping Jimmy in the corner, and Jimmy begins to fight back with some chops of his own. And then Flair turns around and does the Flair flop after taking several big chops in a row. Flair tries to climb out again, and Jimmy pulls down his trunks again, and the ladies scream again. Flair leaves his ass out of his trunks. The ref tries to pull the trunks up, but Flair he just runs away from him and then starts to climb the opposite corner.
Like the salt girl.
Yeah, exactly, with the dog. But yeah, then he starts climbing up the other corner. And all this just so they can do the same spot on the other side so he can expose himself to more people in the crowd. That's really all this was. It was like, Flair's like, all right, let's go to the other side. I want to show them my ass too.
Yeah, everybody gets to see it.
The camera cuts to Shivani, who is now standing up at the commentary table, not looking happy about being this close to Ric Flair's smelly butthole. Flair gets crotched on the top rope, but his butthole is still out, and now they have to throw out the top rope after this match because it's tainted. The ref he's finally able to pull Flair's trunks back up. The ref is like, dear God, put it
Come on, dude.
Jimmy Garvin tries for a brainbuster, but his knee gives out when he tries to get Flair up. Flair locks on the figure 4 and holds the ropes behind the ref's back for extra leverage. Someone has had enough of Flair's cheating, and they try to climb the cage to get into the ring. So I couldn't tell who this was, so I looked it up on Jimmy's Wikipedia page, and it says, during the match, Jimmy attempted a leapfrog at one point, but landed on one knee instead of his feet. Pain in the knee was sold by him during the rest of the match. This match got so heated that a fan actually attempted to climb into the cage and help Garvin. The fan was stopped by David Crockett, who was calling the match along with Tony Schiavone, right before the fan was about to get in. Flair ended up winning the match when he put Jimmy in the figure 4 leg lock. Jimmy blacked out from the pain in the knee, and his shoulders hit the mat for a count of 3.
That is crazy.
Yeah. A fan.
This is before people didn't know. They thought this shit was real.
So all I have to say is that Ron Garvin should have been pounding the shit out of that fan on the ground. But I watched Ron Garvin just fucking stand there and watch him. Like, I guess he's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a babyface here, so I shouldn't beat up a fan. But like, you jump over that barricade, it's open season on your ass.
If you wrestled during this era and you didn't punch a fan in the face, you're a bitch.
Exactly. So Ron Garvin, you a bitch. I said it. Do something. Is Ron Garvin still alive? I don't know. Is he bigger than me? Probably.
He's older.
Yeah, I can take it. I can run circles around you.
I got your back.
I don't know. Ron, you're better than this.
Oh, it's okay. There's still time to punch a fan in the face.
So, your winner and still NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. So after the match, Precious gets in the cage and pushes past the ref to get to Jimmy, but Flair grabs Precious by the arm and pulls her away from Jimmy. Ron Garvin gets in the ring and starts beating up Flair. So Ric Flair won a date with Precious, but according to Wikipedia, it ends up being Ron Garvin who shows up for the date in drag instead of Precious.
Wait. Okay. Okay.
Lacey's like, now I have to see that episode. Where Ron Garvin shows up in a wig.
They love it.
Rick.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Pulling a Mrs. Doubtfire.
But it's just him in drag as Ric Flair.
But Ric Flair just goes along with it. He's like, you know what? I'm good with this. Let's go out. And they have a nice evening. It's good. And everyone is friends in the end. No, apparently it led to then a new feud between Ron Garvin and Flair.
Oh.
So... now we're going to move on to match number 8. It is a tag team match. It is a title versus title match. It is the U.S. Tag Team Champs, the Midnight Express, taking on the World Tag Team Champs, the Rock and Roll Express. These guys have a historied rivalry. They're probably the two of the greatest tag teams to ever do it, and they just went up and down the road wrestling each other every single night.
I just saw Rob Gibson a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he has like a wrestling school around here, I guess. But anyway, the Midnight Express come out with Big Bubba Rogers as their hired muscle.
Sup, Bubba?
Yeah, here he is. Bobby Eaton starts off the match against Robert Gibson. Gibson hits Eaton.
I loved Bobby Eaton.
Bobby. As they call him on Deadlock Podcast, Bobby Eaton the pussy.
What? Oh! Okay.
No, sound it out, Lacey. It's a positive thing. I ain't calling him a pussy.
Okay.
Bobby Eaton the pussy. Eaton starts out the match against Robert Gibson. Gibson hits Eaton with a sunset flip, hip toss, and head scissor takedown in quick succession. And it surprises him. He quickly tags his partner Stan Lane. He's like, holy shit, I can't keep up. Stan Lane is using his kicks a lot, and they're effective until Robert Gibson hits him with an enziguri, and Stan goes flying through the ropes to the floor. A non-padded floor, I must add. Ricky Morton tags in Stan Lane and reverses a wrist lock by repeatedly slamming Morton to the mat by his hair. But Ricky Morton keeps kipping up, and he chases Stan Lane out to the outside and then back in. He just chases him like around the corner. Bobby Eaton and Ricky Morton get themselves into a Greco-Roman test of strength where they clasp hands with each other. And then Ricky Morton just climbs up Bobby Eaton's shoulders and jumps off like his shoulders. Like, what the fuck? He's like a goddamn spider monkey. This reminds me of Hank Hill. Damn it. Like a spider
Damn
monkey.
it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. Ricky Morton then hits a Hurricane Rana on Bobby Eaton. The Midnight Express are looking like they don't know how to keep up with the Rock and Roll Express. They're doing moves that they've never even seen before. Robert Gibson tries the head scissor takedown again on Bobby Eaton, but this time Stan Lane just reaches over the ropes and punches Robert Gibson. It's like, get off of him. Bobby Eaton sends Robert Gibson to the outside, which gives Big Bubba the opportunity to hold Gibson in place.
There he is.
While Stan Lane hits him with a double axe handle from the apron. The ref's back is turned, so he doesn't see any of this. No good cheating. Cheating Big Bubba. I should add here that that Cornette isn't here.
Huh.
Cornette manages...
He wasn't there with his tennis racket.
Midnight Express, yeah. But he did send Big Bubba in his place to keep an eye on the boys while he was gone.
Well, I'll let him fight.
Yeah, let him fight. Toe hold, elbow drop combination by the Midnight Express. Stan Lane goes for the cover, but Gibson kicks out at 2. Robert Gibson finally gets the hot tag out to Ricky Morton, who comes in and takes out both members of Midnight Express. The Rock and Roll Express hit stereo drop kicks. That was their signature move on Bobby Eaton. But then Stan Lane breaks up the pin attempt. While the ref is distracted, Bobby Eaton Irish whips Ricky Morton into the ropes, and then Big Bubba comes into the ring and delivers a spike slam to Morton, and then quickly rolls out of the ring before the referee catches him. But he left behind his hat and sunglasses.
Come on.
The ref just looks down, picks up the hat, looks over at Big Bubba, and just calls for the bell. Like, dude, come on. That was sloppy. Also, ref didn't see it. There's just a hat and sunglasses.
The evidence.
You don't know what happened.
Right.
Like, but he calls for the bell. That's enough for to throw the match out. So the match ends in disqualification, and the belts don't change hands.
Damn it, Bubba!
So, yeah. They both teams just keep their titles, and they go their separate ways. All because of goddamn Big Bubba.
Damn it, Bubba.
And it wasn't even a good spike slam. Because he
was so green.
He just kind of just like shoved him down. It looked more like a clothesline than a spike slam. But yeah, man.
I was a young man.
Young man.
A big old young Bubba.
Big old young Bubba. And it's time for match number 9, the main event, if you will. We're going to close it out with another War Games match.
Oh.
So it's once again the Four Horsemen and War Machine. War Machine? Now who's that? Are we talking about Rhodey from the Avengers?
I did not
Don
know.
Cheadle?
I'm going to be very honest. I did not know that was my dad.
Really?
Until I came here and you just said it.
You didn't know? You thought we watched this just because your dad did one move in a tag match before this?
I was
No.
like, where is he? I'm like, he's only in one?
I
I know you did, but
I
forgot
like,
that
your dad
part
wrestled
of
with
it.
a mask.
So, like, the lore that you have uncovered,
Oh my
like, we
God.
have another gimmick?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
What?
So it is the Four Horsemen and War Machine with J.J. Dillon in their corner and Dark Journey, which I had to look up. I'm like, who's Dark Journey? It's the lady who is with them. I thought that was Sherry.
That's actually a cool name.
I was like, is that Sensational Sherry? Looked it up. I was like, oh, no, it's Dark Journey. Like,
Dark
what a
Journey.
name. Dark Journey. So versus the Superpowers and the Road Warriors. So now I know the name of that team.
I was just like, who's that fat guy in the mask wrestling?
It's your daddy. So this next War Games match took place at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. The rings are on a football field outside again.
I think that's so cool.
Before. Yeah. Same as the previous War Games match, Arn Anderson and Dusty Rhodes are the first two in the cage.
Time to dance.
This time, Dusty does his jabs and wind up, but hits Arn with the bionic elbow, as he usually does, instead of low blow like he did in the first match. Although I did like that. It's like, fuck it, just punch him in the dick.
He has time.
Yeah. Like before, Arn Anderson is quick to get color, bleeding from the forehead after being thrown headfirst into the cage over and over again. Dusty teases putting the figure 4 on Arn, and the crowd goes fucking crazy.
They love that move.
Well, because it's Flair's move, so when someone else does it, someone that they like Dusty does it, they're like, fuck yeah, get him with it.
That makes sense.
So, but Arn thumbs the eye of Dusty to stop him from locking in the figure 4 completely. He tries again a few minutes later, and he's successful. Just then, it's time for the coin toss, and the Four Horsemen win the advantage again, because it's a tour, so they're like, we're going to do the same match again. Same spots and everything. It's a new crowd.
Run it.
Run it. Not thinking that, like, we're putting this on VHS tape. Everyone's going to see it. But yeah, they're basically doing the same match again. Just then, it's time for the coin toss, and the Four Horsemen win the advantage again, and they send in the War Machine.
Dun, dun, dun.
So the War Machine is Big Bubba in a mask and just in a sweatshirt. He's just wearing
he's the most clothed wrestler of all time.
He's wearing an ill-fitting black sweatshirt that like barely like the sleeves don't even come all the way down. Like, this man that is the wrong size for you, Bubba. So both men obviously overpower Dusty in the corner and work him over. Arn holds Dusty down while War Machine jumps on him from the middle turnbuckle. Dusty is busted open, but he's also able to finally fight back, hitting both War Machine and Arn with elbows, as Road Warrior Hawk is the next entrant into the match to even the score.
So was like War Machine just like a brief thing, or was he standing in for the real War Machine? Like,
So he was standing in for J.J. Dillon.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, J.J. he hurt his shoulder in that first match,
I'm
so
like,
he's
that
now
mask is so
wrestling.
familiar to me.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was supposed to be a nod to the machines where they did I don't know, was that in WWF? Because I remember Andre the Giant was Giant Machine, and that was his gimmick when he wore a mask.
Okay,
and I think Hulk Hogan
like
also had
an ode to that
something machine. So yeah, I think it was just they just had a generic wrestling mask. They put it on Bubba, put him in some black sweats, and they're like, there you go. We're gonna call you War Machine. Get in there. Hawk goes right for War Machine and hits him with a drop kick, and War Machine sells it like a big oak tree being chopped down. Timber. He doesn't just take a bump. He starts leaning until his head takes him down. His fat head is like too heavy for him.
Yeah, we fall hard too.
As was before, when the babyfaces aren't outnumbered, they are in control. Ric Flair joins the match next. Flair and Arn team up to take on Hawk. They whip him into the corner, but he comes running back out and takes them both out with a double clothesline.
So cool.
Yeah. Now Flair is in the corner, biting Dusty on the forehead. Just chewing on him. Arn hits a pile driver and Hawk no-sells it. Arn doesn't realize this because he's hot dogging to the crowd, but War Machine's watching on like, he's right behind you.
Hot dogging.
But they all just stare at each other until Hawk drop kicks War Machine again. But this time, War Machine doesn't go down. He bounces off the ropes and no-sells it. Everyone's just no-selling everyone else's shit.
What is going on?
They're like, I'm a big guy too, you know.
I'm a big guy too, you know.
I'm the big dog. Nikita Koloff joins the fight, and the numbers are 3v3 at this point. Now Arn pile drives Nikita, and he no-sells it too. Arn should really work on his pile drivers. They're too weak.
Pile drivers scare me.
They are not effective to anybody, apparently, in this match. Next to the end of the match is Tully Blanchard. Tully has one thing on his mind, and it's to beat the shit out of Dusty Rhodes. And he beelines it to Dusty. Arn, Tully, and Flair are all teaming up Dusty while War Machine tries to hold his own against Nikita Koloff and Hawk in the other ring. He's like, guys, a little help? And they're all just like, no, get Dusty. Dusty body slams War Machine like it's nothing, but then collapses to the match because it looks like it took all his strength. War Machine just walks to him like casually. They just look at each other for a second, and then Dusty picks him up and slams him. And I was like, oh damn, he did that like it was nothing. But then he just goes boo, and just falls over. Like, oh no, it took everything out of him to do that. So that was pretty funny. I like it. Road Warrior Animal joins the fight and comes in and cleans house. Animal and Tully do the repeated catapult spot into the side of the cage like they did in the previous War Games match. The match is a clusterfuck at this point, but in the wide shot we see Dusty slam War Machine running headfirst into the side of the cage in the left ring. I was just like, what's going on over there? Hey, look, War Machine. The bell rings and the final member of the Team Horsemen joins the match, the U.S. champ Lex Luger. At one point, Animal grabs Tully Blanchard and he gets a running start and flings Tully from one ring over the ropes into the other ring. I love. He's like, "Here we go, buddy. We're going for a ride." Whee! Tosses him. Paul Ellering joins the match, and the match beyond has officially begun.
The match beyond.
The match beyond. Paul brings the spiked wristband into the ring just like the first match, and he starts using it to cut up Flair's forehead. War Machine comes off the middle rope with a flying headbutt to Animal, but Animal rolls out of the way just in time and then clotheslines War Machine. And then Hawk clotheslines War Machine, and then Dusty clotheslines War Machine, and then Nikita Koloff clotheslines War Machine, and the whole team just takes a shit on War Machine.
Damn!
Holy fuck. Animal takes the spiked wristband and rubs it in the face and eyes of War Machine repeatedly until finally War Machine surrenders.
Damn, Bubba couldn't catch a break.
Your winners, the Superpowers and the Road Warriors. Dude, they really was just like, hey, Bubba, guess what? We got a spot for you in the main event.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Guess what? You're going to be wearing this. And also, everyone's going to beat the shit out of you and you're going to take the loss. You good? Which, he's like, am I getting a double pay?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing double dipping on the show? Hell yeah, I'll do it. And also, the losses are going to hurt me because I'm not Big Bubba. I'm War Machine. Cool.
Right.
Pin me and pay me. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
So yeah, that is it. That was Bash of the Beach 1987. Now, I was not familiar with Jim Crockett Promotions' version of Bash of the Beach, or not Bash of the Beach, the Great American Bash. Bash of the Beach was a different pay-per-view from WWE.
Okay, because I was almost correcting you just now for once.
Damn it.
But I'm like, wait, okay.
Yeah, like Survivor Series and SummerSlam.
Yeah. That one gives me problems.
Yeah. But yeah, too many bashes in WCW. But yeah, the Great American Bash, I knew it, when I was watching WCW in like 97, 96. It was a yearly pay-per-view there. And then WWE did it a few times. And then I think it became an NXT pay-per-view that they still do to this day. And apparently only the WWE and NXT versions of the pay-per-view are on Netflix.
Okay.
If you want to find the
there.
WCW Jim Crockett Promotions ones, I don't know where you go because it was shared with me on Plex, so that's how I got it.
Shout out to your friend. I assume is the one
who has it in his Plex wrestling library. So that's
Thank you, sir.
It is so hard. I'm trying to find like different shows that we don't watch a lot. Like I was looking for Clash of Champions, but he wasn't on any of them. The Wrestling Challenge was another one I couldn't find. There was a match that I wanted to find of Big Bubba versus Johnny B. Bad for the World Television Championship on WCW. I don't know if it was on Saturday night or Worldwide. Couldn't find it anywhere. I could find every episode of Worldwide but that one.
Damn.
Basically, it's like so annoying. So if anyone has a complete WCW Worldwide from 1996, let me know. Send it my way.
This is our 22nd episode, by the way. It's almost our anniversary.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Cool.
I've learned so much.
Yes, me too. I've learned that. What did I learn? Oh, don't go on a date with Precious because it's going to be Ron Garvin and drag.
Yeah.
But you could have a good time anyway, so maybe go.
Yeah, give it a shot.
What else have I learned? Don't get in the ring with Terry Gordy. He's going to just demolish you. When you're going to have Big Bubba interfere in your match, make sure he takes off his hat and glasses before he gets in the ring. And if JJ Dillon is in the match, just go after him.
Yeah. I learned I need to punch men in the dick.
Oh, yeah, and punch men in the dick when it's a no DQ match. Also, even if it's a no DQ match, also distract the ref anyway, because you never know.
Yeah.
He might call the match on you. So that's it for this episode of the Bubba Cast.
Yeah.
Lacey, where can people find us online?
So you can find me at Big Boss Man WWE, and we are on Instagram at the BubbaCast. Where can they find you, Zerpy?
They can find me at Zerpy_MD on Instagram for my figure photography, action figures, and wrestling figures, and all that stuff. Check it out. And check us out on YouTube. It's also at the BubbaCast on YouTube. And
rate, like, and subscribe.
Exactly. Leave a comment. Tell us what you want us to watch next.
Yeah,
and we will watch that, because we're always looking for other shows to cover. But that's it for this week, so we will see you next time.
Later, Bubba.
Bye.